Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for a mat test, one of the most exciting videos on the channel. What is the mat test? Well, I have a guy working in my office called Matt. If you've seen the Matchumentary, you know who Matt is. Matt is a actor, wannabe magician. He works in the sales department of my company, and he loves magic. And he doesn't know much, although he's learning more. And I show him tricks, and he has to try and figure out how they work and tell me what he thinks. Now, today, we've got a very interesting episode of the mat test. And the reason is, today, we're going to be looking at Past, Present, and Future by Rick Lax and Penguin Magic. Now, let me tell you why this is interesting. It's interesting for two reasons. The first reason is, myself and Ryland reviewed this and gave it a good review. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people said in the comments to the review show, oh, we're not too keen on this, we're not too keen on this, which is fine. That's their opinion. I actually quite liked it. But the other reason is, I know Matt is dead set against fortune telling, cold reading, anything like that. He's kind of really against it. So I know the second I pull out a tarot deck and I show him a trick and I say, hey, we're going to do something with a tarot deck, I know it's instantly going to turn him off the trick. So it's going to be very interesting to see his reaction. So I'm going to do a performance. Then I'm going to do a mat test. So we're going to find out exactly what Matt thinks. So without further ado, let's have a look at this week's mat test. How you doing, Matt?
I'm good, dude.
You know what this is?
Yeah.
Tarot deck. Do you believe in the tarot?
No.
Now, here's the thing. A lot of people say they don't believe in tarot, and frankly, neither do I. But a lot of the fortune tellers, they're not actually trying to tell your future. They're not looking into a crystal ball and going, oh, you're going to become a lottery winner in the next year. They're just basically getting you to pick cards out. And those cards have different meanings. And they're telling you what the cards mean, and they're interpreting it for you. Whether or not you believe what that interpretation means is down to the person who's visiting them.
Right.
But they don't profess to have real powers or anything. Some of them do. Some of them, and we don't like those people. But a lot of, but some. But
I
some,
watched a documentary by Darren Brown who debunked them all.
Yeah, but some tarot readers, they're literally just saying, these are what the cards mean, and this is what I think it means.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair enough.
And these are cards from the major arcana. You've got major and minor arcana. These are the major arcana cards. And you can see what they mean. So lovers means romance. A lot of people think that death is a bad thing, but it actually means transformation. So death basically means the start of something new. Something's dying and something else is starting. So if you get the death card, it doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. It means that you're going on a journey or something in your life is changing. Okay. So it's about interpreting what the cards mean. And a skilled tarot reader would be able to do that. Now, what we have here is we have all of these cards. Now, they've all got, as I say, these are all of the major arcana. I mean, you can see that there's, well, all of the cards that are here are also here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
They're very well made.
They are very well made. And I want you to see that there's, I've written on the back of 3 of them. I wrote future on the back of one of them, as you can see right there. I wrote present on the back of one of them. And down here, I wrote past on the back of one of them. Can you see that? Past,
right.
present,
Got
and future.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll mix them up a little bit and make sure they're all mixed up. And we're going to try and do something. I'm going to try and just give you a tarot reading. Okay.
Right.
I'm not a tarot reader by any stretch of the imagination. You're going to die a horrible death. It's going to be disgusting. No, I'm just going to try and give you a tarot reading. Try my best to give you a tarot reading anyway. Okay?
Go for it.
So we're going to take 7 cards and put them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards go there. 7 cards go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And these 7 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, go here. Now, what I want you to do...
The magician.
There you go, magician. Right. Now, what I want you to do here is you're gonna pick one of them from these 7. Okay, you're gonna pick one of them from these 7. So which would you like? It's up to you. You could have the Hangman, you could have the Emperor, you could have Death, you could have the Devil, you could have the Hermit, the Moon, or the Tower. Totally up to you.
Oh.
The moon.
The Moon. You sure?
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
No, me neither, but you happy with that? Okay,
Sure.
cool. And from this one, we've got a few again. We've got the Chariot, the Empress, Temperance, Judgment, the Star, the Fool, and Strength. Which one would you like from these?
Temperance.
Temperance, where's that? That one there. Again, are you sure?
Yeah.
You
I
happy?
Don't know what that one's supposed to mean, but okay.
We'll look together.
Yeah.
And this one, the Magician,
Let's
Justice.
go magician. Oh, wait, what are the rest of them?
Magician, Justice, High Priestess, Wheel of Fortune, the World, the Sun, and the Lovers.
Magician.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we'll put those here for a minute. So let's have a look. So we've got the Moon, we've got Temperance, and we've got the Magician. Let's have a look at this. The Moon means trickery. Now, what that necessarily means is it might be something to do with the fact that you're doing the matchumentary right now. Because obviously you're learning trickery. You're learning how to trick people because that's what magic is. You see, you don't believe in this stuff, but that is the perfect card for you because right now, every day, you're learning how to do magic. You're learning how to be a magician. And this is all about trickery. This is all about you learning how to... and look, they're all different. It's not like, you know...
No, I was just looking.
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
Yeah,
The Moon?
Look, yeah, the Moon, trickery. Yeah, it couldn't relate to you anymore, right? The trickery. Temperance means moderation. Well, that means everything in moderation. So in other words, you're learning how to be a magician. You're learning all these tricks, but don't run before you can walk. Don't go learning thousands of tricks because you'll end up not performing any of them. It's giving you advice. This is basically advice for the matchumentary. What we're doing here is we're saying you need to make sure that you moderate the tricks that you do. Don't just learn everything, but chill out and take your time because that will make you a better magician. And then the magician one, this means skill. Could you have related more? This means that if you do the moderation, if you moderately learn the tricks that you're learning, you're going to become more skillful, and you'll pass the matchumentary, and you'll be a professional magician. Don't tell me you don't believe this stuff. Then it's literally you couldn't have more of a perfect reading. This card represents your past, so it's like you've always wanted to be a magician. Every time you see a mat test, it's like, oh, I wish I could do that. You want to learn how it's done. This represents your presence. This is all about learning the tricks and taking it in moderation. That represents your future, becoming more skillful, becoming a magician. And if you think I'm kidding, I'm not, because you see, if I spread these cards out, do you remember I told you I wrote on the back of 3 of them? The thing is, you picked these 3 cards out and they were destined for you, Matt. They were made for you, which is why this is the card that I wrote past on. This is the card that I wrote present on. This is the card I wrote future on. And that tells me right now, Matt, that you're destined to become a great magician.
Wow.
There you go.
It's probably the best one we've done yet.
That's the match. That's the Past, Present, and Future by Rick Lax. What do you think?
I really didn't want to like that because I don't believe in that stuff, and I don't think that it's right that people charge people stupid amounts of money to have that done. I don't believe in it. I don't like it. I think it can be dangerous to give people that kind of information when the person that's giving them the information doesn't know anything.
Oh, I agree. And there's people out there that should be ashamed of themselves. That profess to be psychics.
100%,
that will go out on stage and they'll have information given to them about the people in the audience, and they will charge a fortune to try and make people believe that they know the future and that they're reaching the dead, and that does anyone know an Aunt Mary? But
it's damaging to people.
It is damaging.
But as a trick in this scenario,
because a really powerful technique that magicians learn is something called cold reading, which is the ability to bullshit about that's the best way to describe it.
No wonder you're such a good magician.
It's ability to take something like these and bullshit and like, for example, somebody will do it with playing cards, and it'll be like, this card tells me, and so on and so forth. It's called cold reading, and it's something that a lot of magicians do. They'll do a quick reading, and it's not really so much about trying to tell your future. It's about kind of presentationally making a trick stronger. And a lot of people are aware of tarot, and as a magician, the hook is really important. And you bring out a deck like this, people know what they are. And I didn't set this up, at all. I was just, I've got no idea what a tarot deck is. I was just literally reading these words and trying to relate it to you.
So that presentation to me I really like that. I think it was brilliant. Like the way that they came out and the way that you were, you know, as an improv actor, which we do a lot of with the murder mysteries and stuff, we have to do a lot of improv. We have to think on our feet. We have to, you know, come up with these elaborate stories and scenarios there and then. So I get it. I get how it works. I get how you did it. It's very clever. You did really well. What I'm seeing as an issue for this, which you may be able to completely put me right on straight away, but you know me.
Yeah.
So all of these things you can relate to me really easily because you know me.
Yeah.
How would you do that to someone you've never met?
Well, that's the art of cold reading. So you know, people like Brad Henderson, people like there's so many people that have written about cold reading. The key thing is that you want to try and make it so that it's positive to them. You don't want to go, well, you're going to die, you're going to get syphilis, and all your friends are going to die. You just know that when somebody's listening to this stuff, you want it to be positive. So let's just pretend, get somebody in your head that you know that I don't know, and then pick 3 random words. 3 random cards, and I'll give you an example.
Emperor.
Yeah.
Chariot. Justice.
And to be clear, I'm not an expert when it comes to cold reading, but if I was doing this, somebody I don't know, you've got them in your head.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said Emperor, so that means accomplishment. Then this is all about your past. So the fact that you've picked the Emperor, it tells me that you've accomplished something in your past that you're proud of. Something that you look back off and you're really proud of accomplishing that thing. Would you agree with that? What person that you say that to is going to go, no, I don't agree with that.
I've never
accomplished anything in my entire life. Right? So
yeah.
And then what was the next card?
Chariot.
Chariot means journey. So I would probably say something like, now this represents the present, which means the journey, and you're planning on going on a journey. That could be one of several things. It could mean that you may be looking to go into a new job. It could mean that maybe you're looking to take your relationship in a different direction. It could be that you're looking to take on a new hobby or a new interest, but you're taking a journey that you've never taken before. You've accomplished something in your life, and now you're moving forward in a different direction. Again, that's so vague. Anybody would agree with it, yeah? You're vague, but again, yeah, who isn't going on a journey through life? And then what was the last one?
What did I say the last one was? Justice?
Justice. Well, that's harmony. So I'd say, well, you know, this card represents the future. It represents harmony. And that tells me that this journey that you're going on, it's because you're trying to find balance, you're trying to find harmony in your life. And what this is telling me is that you will actually achieve that. You know, if you go on this journey that you're planning on going on, then that will ultimately lead you to whatever it is that you're wanting to get out of that journey. You will achieve harmony, you will achieve balance. It tells me that you should definitely do that thing that you're planning on doing, because ultimately it'll work out, even if you're having self-doubt at the moment. And I can tell you are having self-doubt, but honestly, if you go on that journey, trust me, it will be worthwhile and you'll get what you want out of it.
Right.
So, I mean, did that come across as reasonably non-bullshitty?
Yeah, but that's a lot more vague than what you did to me.
Well, obviously, because I know you.
Because you know me.
But here's the thing, when people are looking at this, they want it to work.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, if they've heard of tarot, even if somebody doesn't believe in tarot, they want it to work. So they'll listen to what you're talking about, and they'll kind of, and again, I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to cold reading, but I do know it's a valid strategy that's used by Ian Rowland. Look into some of his stuff. Some of the best magicians and mentalists in the world.
So if you're not into that and good at that,
yeah, well, I mean, a presentation for this could be, have you ever seen one of these? The complete bullshit. A lot of people buy into this and think that it's real. It's not real. There's no the rhyme or reason or science to it at all. I don't believe in this. I believe in science. I believe in making your own way in life. I don't believe that cards can tell you what you should do. I think that the way you actually find out what you do in life is by following your own path. But a lot of people believe in these. And what I've done is I've taken these cards and I've wrote past and present and future on 3 of them. Let's see if we can try an experiment. Can you just pick a card from this packet, a card from this packet, a card from this packet. Fantastic. Did you feel like you had a free choice? Now, if I wanted to, I could read these cards and I could tell you what they mean. But I know you don't believe me because it's complete bullshit, right? It doesn't mean anything. But here's the thing. You had a free choice of 3 cards and you could have picked any 3 cards. And I showed you that one represented past, one represented present, and one represented future. Whether you believe in these cards or not, and you believe they mean anything, can you explain to me how that one said future, that one said present, and that one said past when you had a completely free choice?
Okay, so that'd be a lot shorter.
Yeah, it'd be a lot shorter,
could still
but
work.
it's still using this as a hook to bring people in, but you're not doing it as a reading, you're doing it as something completely different.
So I think, yeah, to get the most out of the trick, you have to be good at whatever you just called it.
Cold reading.
Cold reading. To get the most out of it, you have to be good at cold reading.
Well, I'm not good at cold reading. By any stretch of the
But you
imagination.
just did it to me.
I'm good at bullshitting. It was about to go cold
Well,
reading.
that's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's the same thing.
The same thing. But I've not read any books on it. I've watched people talk about it. I've watched Ian Rowland's lecture. One of the best books is
printed on.
The Dance by
Oh, I genuinely thought that you'd
drawn it. My handwriting's
written
not
that on.
neat.
Well, I thought that. I thought you might have got someone to do it for you. So is it always those 3 they select?
Nope. Different outcome every time.
Because it would have been easier if it is the same 3 every time, because you can always, you'll know what they are. And
Yeah,
then you
but-
can
Yeah.
bring your bullshit to the table before they've even said anything.
You bullshit to the table.
I like it. It looks great. Like, I don't know what tarot... I've never seen a real set of tarot cards, so I don't know how close these are to real tarot cards, but they... Okay.
Let's not let's not look at the cards anymore, shall we? We'll just taking a risk that you wouldn't find anything and I fail. Cancel the match of entry.
Michael,
It's learning too much. Forget about the method. This is a self-working trick. The deck can't be examined like a lot of tricks. But
It's
to be honest,
self-working.
it's self-working.
Other than knowing how to do
Other
that.
than, I say it's self-work. There's no technical skill involved in it. But you do need to be able to confidently talk.
I think if I was going to do this, I wouldn't want to go... If you're going to use something like that, doing the trick the last time that you did it, when you didn't do any of the cold reading, you didn't do any of that kind of stuff, and then you just laid the cards out on the table and explain that to me, I don't see the point of using a tarot deck if you're not going to do tarot reading. What's the point?
Yeah.
You could do that trick in so many different ways with so many different things. What's the point in bringing up a whole tarot deck if you're not going to do anything tarot based?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So if you're going to have this and you're going to go out, is it expensive?
Yeah, it's quite expensive. It's about $50, I think.
If you're going to go out and spend the money on it, and it looks fantastic, it looks great, it looks like it could be a real tarot deck to me, I don't know. But if you're going to go out and spend the money, and you're going to walk up to a group of people and go, I've got a deck of tarot cards, the second that you say that, they're going to expect you to do some tarot reading. And if you don't, it's going to be a letdown. What's the point? So I think if you're going to do this, you have to get really good at that.
Yeah.
Before you do it. And if it was me being an actor, I would go down every single one, the meanings of, like, the trickery, change, loner, strangeness, whatever it is, and I would have stuff in my head that I know what those means and things.
Well,
that
that's
you could
basically
go
what
to.
cold reading is. They advise you to do that.
Well,
and they've
yeah,
made it a
that's
lot
what I
easier
do.
because a normal tarot deck is a lot thicker than this. Look at these, the major arcana. Look at them as like the picture cards in a deck of cards.
Right.
You also have all of the spot cards, which are the minor arcana, which all have a meaning as well. Like in a proper tarot deck, there's like, I don't know how many, 60 odd cards, and they've all got different meanings.
Oh, that's why it's major arcana, because it's
like the equivalent of saying picture cards.
picture. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think I would just go through every single one and have something that I can say that's incredibly vague. And then if you happen to pick up on stuff from the person that you're speaking to that you can go into a little bit more detail, great. But you would have to, before you walked up to a group of strangers and got them to pick 3 of those cards, you would have to have something in the back pocket for every single one of those before you started. Otherwise, you're just going to fall on your face.
I knew this would be an interesting one to you because I know that you're really dead set against fortune telling and cold reading.
Don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But as an actor, that fucking intrigues me because I reckon I could play with that. If you gave me a week to go and sit and learn something about every single one of those,
Okay.
To me, that's not even a magic trick.
We're doing a crossover right now between the Matt test and the Matchmentary. I'm giving you a week.
No,
you just said
no,
it. He just said it. He just said it.
You know, when you wish you hadn't said
He just said it, didn't he? He just said,
said
give me
it.
a week and I could put something intriguing together. I'll give you the tutorial link. This is now yours. You've got a week.
Oh, crap.
You've got a week.
You know when you wish you hadn't said something?
You got a week.
Because I haven't got enough to learn at the moment.
No, you're fine.
To me, this doesn't even come across as a magic trick. To me, this comes across as like this is something not on such a large scale with all of those things, but this is something you do in an acting class. You be given stuff, and we do it all the time with murder mysteries and stuff. You're given things, just really small pieces, like in the script when we do like on the we work on the train at the Severn Valley Railway train, and everything on the train is scripted, and then we do 45 minutes on the platform at Bridge North, non-scripted at all. So all you're given is bullet points for your character, so you know roughly what your character is. You're given a bio for your character. Everything we do on the platform is completely unscripted. So we're making everything up as we go along, but it has to stay in line with your character and everybody else's character. So everybody, there's like 7 of us on the platform. Every single one of us are ad-libbing, but we've all got to stay in line with everything that everybody else is saying. It's really, really, really hard. But this is the kind of training exercise you'd use in order to be able to teach somebody to do that. So it doesn't come across to me as a magic trick. It comes across as an acting exercise.
Well, great. So you're going to learn it, and we're going to get you to perform it on the Matchmentary. So does it pass the? I'm guessing it does pass the Matt test. Does it pass the Matt test?
I mean, I don't know how you got the 3 cards there, but to me that wasn't the point of the trick. The point, like the 3 cards saying past, present, future, great, fair enough. It's a good little kicker at the end of it. What was interesting to me was how you did the rest of it, the cold, whatever you called it. That stuff was more interesting than the actual past, present, future thing at the end. So I guess that's the magic trick element.
Yeah.
Everything else is not magic. Everything else is an acting technique.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Are you going to teach me how to do the 3 things at the end?
I'm going to give you the tutorial link for the trick.
Oh, okay.
And then when you've watched it, I'll go through it with you in case you don't follow anything.
All right, we'll give it a go, see what happens.
Cool stuff. So it kind of passes the Matt test. Watch a future episode of the Matchmentary when you watch and get to watch Matt fuck it up royally in front of real people.
Massively shot myself in the foot.
Yes, you have.
So there you go, guys. That's another Matt test in the bag. Now, I found it very interesting what Matt said. First of all, I genuinely mean I'm going to get him to learn it and do it on the Matchmentary. And I do think with his background in acting, he'll probably do this really well, even though he doesn't really know what cold reading is. The tutorial that comes with past, present, and future is excellent. It's like 2 hours long. It goes into how to do cold reading really well. It's actually a very well shot tutorial. So I think he's going to be absolutely fine. But aside from the fact that he's going to be learning how to do this himself, I found it very interesting. He is dead set against tarot. And he really is. But even he kind of said, well, I like the trick. I don't like these, but I like the trick. And I think that's what that's the point of this trick. I think bringing out a tarot deck, regardless of how people think about it, I think it makes a very interesting hook, especially if we bring it out and you say, hey, guys, have you ever seen one of these? Is this something that you actually buy into or not? I mean, what's your opinion on this? I think that you bring this out. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't think this is my type of trick. I'm not going to do this. I spoke on the review show about how it was something that I was considering doing. I've tried it out a couple of times and I just can't nail the cold reeling. It's just not something that I can do. It's not something that I'm going to be able to do in my show. Doesn't mean I don't think it's good. I do. I just don't think it's for me. I think you have to be a certain type of character. I actually think Matt could pull it off really well. But again, it was interesting what he said, that it's not really about the trick. The past, present, and future thing at the end is kind of more of just an add-on that's been added on at the end of the trick. And he's right. You know, the most important thing, the biggest part of this trick is doing the cold reading and actually telling people what the cards mean that they pick. And then the ending where you show past, present, and future, that's like the kicker at the end. And I do think for the right person, this is a really strong trick to perform, but it has to be the right person. It also has to be the right environment. I think that doing it at a really busy corporate event isn't going to work. I think you need to be in the right place, right time. And I think that the performance of Matt really just shows that that really is the case. But you know better than me whether this would fit your style. I'm going to be very interested to see what Matt makes of it, because I am going to make him learn it. I'm going to make him do it on the Matchumentary. And I think he's right. I think with his background as an actor, I think, and also one thing that I'm learning about Matt as I go through the Matchumentary, I'm learning that he really gravitates more towards mentalism than he does towards magic. So I think that gravitation towards mentalism, combined with the fact that this is kind of more of a mentalism type effect, means that I think that he could probably make a lot out of this. But we will see. We will see on a very future episode of the Matchumentary. But there you go. That's past, present, and future. A lot of people asked me to do it on the Mat test. Here it is. I think, honestly, it passes the Mat test. So there you go, guys. That's another Mat test in the bag. Like I said, thank you very much for joining me right here on Magic TV. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. If you don't already know, every Tuesday, new episodes of the Matchumentary goes up, Muggle to Magician. And if you haven't already done so, go check out www.thenetrix.com, and you can go check out the NETRIX and all of the tricks on there. On Monday, we're uploading another 5 tricks, so make sure that you watch out for that. In fact, we're doing more than 5 this week. I think we're doing 6 or 7, so look out for that. You can get full access to everything immediately by going to thenetrix.com, and I will see you again soon. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.